For many years, selling on eBay was a straightforward affair, especially when it came to postage. As a small-scale seller, my go-to service was always Royal Mail. It was a system that just worked. I predominantly used the Royal Mail 24 tracked with signature service. This option provided a fantastic balance of speed, security, and peace of mind for both myself and my buyers. It wasn't the absolute cheapest, but the extra cost was a small price to pay for the reliability it offered. You knew where you stood with Royal Mail. It was a trusted, long-standing institution that had delivered our post for centuries. The process was incredibly efficient. When an item sold, I would simply package it up, head to the eBay postage page, and select my preferred Royal Mail service. I would pay for the label directly through eBay, print it out, and stick it onto my parcel. Then it was just a short walk to my local post office, where the friendly staff would scan the package, give me a receipt as proof of postage, and send it on its way. This method was robust. It provided a clear paper trail, and the tracking information was updated promptly, keeping the buyer informed every step of the way. The signature on delivery was a crucial element of this service. It offered an extra layer of protection against fraudulent claims of non-delivery, which, although rare, can be a significant worry for any seller. Knowing that a parcel had not only been delivered but also signed for was incredibly reassuring. This comprehensive service meant that in the unlikely event a parcel went missing, making a claim was a relatively simple process with a high chance of success. It fostered a sense of trust and security that made the entire selling experience feel professional and well managed, even for a casual seller. This system was a cornerstone of my eBay selling strategy. It allowed me to promise buyers a fast and secure delivery service, which in turn helped build a positive reputation and attract more sales. The integration with eBay was seamless, and the control it gave me as a seller was invaluable. I could choose the exact service that suited the value and size of the item I was sending. It was a transparent, reliable, and user-friendly process that frankly didn't need fixing. Sadly, this dependable method has been turned on its head by eBay's recent changes, creating a host of new problems. eBay recently introduced a new system called Simple Delivery, and the name could not be more misleading. The platform now often defaults to this new restrictive postage option, particularly when a seller sends an offer to a potential buyer. The core issue is that it severely limits your choice of courier. Instead of being able to select your trusted service like Royal Mail, you're often railroaded into using couriers like Evri or Yodel. This change has been implemented with little warning or clear explanation, leaving many sellers, myself included, feeling frustrated and confused by the sudden loss of control over our own shipping arrangements. One of the biggest selling points eBay has pushed for this new system is the no printer required feature. This sounds convenient on the surface, especially for those who don't own a printer. The idea is that you can take your parcel to a drop-off point, show a QR code on your phone, and they will print the label for you. However, this promise has proven to be hollow for many. In practice, sellers are discovering that not all drop-off locations advertised by eBay are equipped with the necessary label printing facilities. This leads to wasted journeys and immense frustration for sellers trying to do the right thing. The reality of the no printer system is a postcode lottery. You might be lucky and have a local shop that can handle the QR codes, or you might find yourself traveling miles out of your way to find one that does. I've heard countless stories from sellers who have turned up at a designated shop, only to be told by staff that their machine is broken or that they simply don't have one. This completely undermines the convenience it's supposed to offer. It transforms a simple task into a time-consuming and unpredictable quest, adding unnecessary stress to the selling process for no discernible benefit. Furthermore, this new system removes the option to simply print a label at home and drop the parcel off at a post office. Forcing sellers down the QR code route, even when they have a printer, is a baffling decision. It strips away a method that was working perfectly well for millions of users. The previous system offered choice print at home or use a QR code if you preferred. Now, eBay's Simple Delivery often dictates the method, removing flexibility and making the entire process more rigid and far less user-friendly than the system it has replaced. It feels less like an upgrade and more like a downgrade. The forced switch to specific couriers, particularly Evri, formerly Hermes, has been the source of most of my recent headaches as an eBay seller. While any delivery service can have its off days, my personal experience and the widespread feedback from the selling community suggests that the reliability of some of these couriers falls far short of the standards set by Royal Mail. Parcels that would have arrived safely and on time are now subject to delays, damage, or worse, going missing entirely. This shift has introduced a level of unpredictability that is simply unacceptable when you're running a small business or just trying to sell your old belongings. I recently sold an item and was forced to use this new delivery system. The parcel was collected, but the tracking information never updated beyond the initial scan. Days turned into a week, and the buyer, quite understandably, became concerned. The parcel was eventually declared lost. This is where the nightmare truly begins. Trying to get a refund from the courier through eBay's platform is an incredibly difficult and convoluted process. The system seems designed to make it as hard as possible to claim your money back, with endless forms and a lack of clear communication from customer support teams. This experience is not an isolated incident. Many sellers are reporting similar issues. Parcels are being left in insecure locations, marked as delivered when they haven't been, or vanishing into a black hole within the courier's network. When things go wrong, the seller is the one who bears the brunt of the problem. We are the ones who have to appease an unhappy buyer and then spend hours trying to navigate a broken claims process. The financial loss from the item is bad enough, but the time and stress involved in trying to resolve the issue are often even more draining. The stark contrast between this new, chaotic experience and the old, reliable Royal Mail system is deeply frustrating. With Royal Mail, there was a clear and effective claims process. With eBay's chosen couriers, it feels like you're on your own. This lack of accountability not only costs sellers money, but also damages their reputation on the platform. A lost or delayed parcel often leads to negative feedback, which can have a serious impact on future sales. eBay's decision to force sellers into using less reliable services is a betrayal of the trust we placed in the platform to provide a safe and fair marketplace. These changes have fundamentally made the process of selling on eBay more difficult, especially for smaller, casual sellers who rely on the platform for a bit of extra income. The added complexities, the unreliability of the couriers, and the confusing postage options have sucked the enjoyment out of selling. What was once a simple way to pass on pre-loved items has become a logistical challenge fraught with potential pitfalls. The platform seems to be prioritizing its commercial deals with certain couriers over the needs and experiences of its core user base, the sellers who populate the marketplace with items to sell. For now, there is a small workaround that can help you regain some control, particularly when you are sending an offer to a potential buyer. Before you send the offer, you must go into your listing and revise it. In the postage section, ensure you have your preferred delivery service, such as Royal Mail, explicitly selected. Once you have saved this change, you can then send your offer. This simple step seems to override eBay's push towards simple delivery and allows the buyer to pay for postage using the reliable service you have chosen. It is an extra, fiddly step, but it is essential for now. However, this is just a temporary fix for a much bigger problem. It doesn't solve the underlying issue that eBay is making its platform less hospitable for the very people who make it work. The constant need to find workarounds and second-guess the system is exhausting. Sellers should not have to spend their time trying to outsmart the platform they are paying fees to use. We need eBay to listen to our feedback and restore the choice and flexibility that we previously had. We need transparent, reliable postage options and a support system that actually helps when things go wrong. In conclusion, my disappointment with eBay's direction is immense. The new simple delivery system is a significant step backwards, creating more problems than it solves. It has damaged the trust between the platform and its sellers. Until eBay reevaluates these changes and starts putting its users first again, I would encourage every seller to be extremely cautious. Double-check your listings, use the workaround I have suggested, and perhaps even start exploring other selling platforms that offer a fairer and more reliable experience. We, the sellers, are the lifeblood of eBay, and it is time the platform remembered that.